again, hello YouTube, this is Max 1 Chase 1. I'm in the feet of right now. I have to change a oil pressure sensor on my 2000 Volvo with an ISM 370 on it. I'm going to go through the steps of what I'm going to take loose and what's need to be fixed. First of all, when deal with anything electronic on a truck or whatever, first thing you do, you want to take your positive cable loose, which is right there, and my negative cable loose, which is right over there. Alright, after you take your positive and negative cable loose, then you don't have to worry about getting a arc or a shock to whatever components you're working on in the truck, especially by me replacing a oil pressure sensor. According to Cummins, on an ISM 370, this is the left side of the motor. The idea where the location is and how it's going to be a hard time for me to get to it. I hope I can do it. Got it where the AC compressor is. Go right over into the where the engine is. You see this sensor that's right here, but that's not the one. The sensor I'm looking for is right on the other side of that cord, and you can kind of see it. It's right there at the bottom, right there at the tip of the wrench, and it's screwed right into the engine block. So you can kind of see how hard it is to get to. And you see the plug, unplug that right there, and then it's about a 1 1/16 inch socket to unscrew that. So on the left side of the motor, then I got to see how much of a distance I've got between that and that bolt right there. See if I can get the socket in between there, and it's a tight quarter. Yeah, now to kind of give you an update of where I'm at right now. You know that cord that was in the way? You see that piece of wire right there? You can take any type of wire. I took this circuit tester and just tie it around here just to pull that back so I can get to the plug. And you see I done unplugged it, and this is the plug right here. Now before I decide to take the sensor out, I'm gonna see if the new sensor matches up with that, and then that would kind of give me an indication that I got the right sensor, but I should. So it's got that little notch right there, and it's another little notch right here, and the new sensor should have the same thing. So I'm gonna stop here till I get the sensor and see if they match up. Okay, here's the sensor. I'm trying not to get too close. I'm using my flip again. You got the 4 prongs, you got that little doodad thing right there, and you got them 2 right there. Same thing, look at the plug up on the top. This way it's gonna go. It's gonna go in just like this, with this facing up on the top, and then that plug has just got to match up just like it is right there. And this sensor, like I said, it's not a 1 1/16. It's a 32 millimeter. It's a 32 millimeter socket. Good thing I keep my 32 millimeter socket handy, because I had just went and bought some. I saw it on YouTube and it said it was a 1 1/16, but nah, this is probably the first time out, so they still probably stuck with metric. Alright, I'm gonna stop here till I can see if I can get that thing to move so I can get it out, and I'm gonna try to see if that plug matches up good. That plug matches up good with the sensor here. Alright, just did a comparison with the plug. See the little notch right up at the top? That's the notch right on the top of here. So you can kind of see that the guideline here matches with the guide on the top of the plug, and everything matches up. So I'm really going to clean it up a little bit better, make sure I don't have no grease going into that when I get ready to plug it into here. Well, YouTube, I got to give it up. I thought I could do this in the field, but I can't. The socket I got, the 32 millimeter, the nuts or the bolts that's attached to the compressor down there won't let the socket get by, so it can go right to the nut. So I guess I'm gonna have to take it to the shop so them guys can take the compressor off, charge me about $300 just to get that nut off right there, so they can put a oil pressure sensor on it. At least I brought the oil pressure sensor. So alright, so that's a fail for me. Yeah, I thought I could do it, but I guess I can't. But if I ever had to change that sensor, that's easy and good to get to. Alright, so if you got an ISM and you need to change the oil pressure sensor, don't even think about trying it. Just go ahead and take it to the shop, have it towed, because that's what I'm gonna have to have this one to do. Either I can limp it down the road as the warning comes on and warning goes off. I'm gonna show you what some of the warnings are when I get ready to move it, because I got it right here at the park and my RV's parked behind it. I'm gonna try to see if I can move it and bag it down along here so it'll be out the way. I guess the park will cooperate with me for a while. In response to where I said I would limp my truck down the road, let me take that back, because this is what my truck is showing. It's showing the oil can, which it shows it's an oil pressure problem, or either like I said, it's not getting a signal for a sensor. And this is the main thing you need to look for. If you get this red warning, this whole sign will be red and it'll have the word stop. When it says stop, believe me, it's time for you to stop as soon as you can and turn that engine off. Now this is where it's going to show up on your dash. It's going to show up, the oil can shows up in here just like it is here. The oil can shows up. Don't worry about the temperature thing right here. But the oil can showed up in the whole picture up in the display. And over here you can see the info in yellow with a triangle. And over here on the right it's going to say stop. And that's going to be red. So if you see these two, the engine's going to do a shutdown in about 15 seconds. So it gives you a chance for you to kind of slow down and just pull over to the side of the road, because the truck is going to shut off and you're not going to have any power steering. And one thing you're going to have is normal brake power. And that's not too good a position to be in if you're on the interstate and you're traveling at a high rate of speed.